Happy Saturday. This is going to be a first of a few videos today to track our incoming winter storm. You can see the radar pretty clearly here. We have snow now breaking out in a lot of areas, even to the south, and that is expected. It's not below freezing, but you are seeing snow. So even areas near Philadelphia, I'm looking at some observations reporting snow down here. And as you can see, this is all not hitting the ground. So do not even look at this. This is dry air. Eventually, this is the main system that's going to be coming up. So it's going to be a very interesting day, guys, because the areas just north of 95 are going to be very marginal, which means they're going to have to precipitate really hard to really get any more than a few inches of snow. But I expressed yesterday my travel concern because when this comes in, and you can see our low pressure center now is down in the Carolinas, but when this starts to come in and really get going along the coast and have all sorts of dynamics, you might be pulling down a little bit of cold air. Regardless, this is a storm for the interior, north and west of 95. Areas like, the Highlands, New Jersey, Poconos, New England, Southern New England's going to do really well with this. Everything's on track. Let's take a quick look at a few things. Here's our low pressure center now. Observations look good to me, guys. I know some people are talking about the model initialized a little bit warmer than it is. That is true. But I'm looking at the lines of pressure at the current time of 17Z. And if I compare those to where things are at on the models, it looks pretty consistent. So I don't see any major shifts happening here. Here's our projected radar. By the time we get to the middle of the afternoon, you see that snow rapidly starts to advance in. This is the travel concern I had of areas like near the tri-state. Even though it might be just above freezing, if it really wants to precipitate hard, you could have a few hours of heavy snow that could really clog up the road. So watch out. It still is a big concern of mine. This thing then comes through. And by the time we get towards midnight, you can see that warm air advection is really making its way up. But most of the precipitation falls by this point, especially areas in northern New Jersey. So you might taper off to some light sleet, freezing rain, something like that. But after that, it's really the latest development has been this little back end snow that's expected to now come in early tomorrow morning and pick up another inch or two. This is interesting because we got a little bit more dynamics going on with a trailing shortwave. So tomorrow morning, even down in New York City, don't be surprised if you have some nice snow flying. I'm moving on here. Here's that warm air surging in later today. It is inevitable, but notice how it tries to stall a little bit over the city. That's because if it precipitates hard enough, you're going to see that cold air really cool the column and get dragged down a little bit. So we're going to have to watch how that evolves. Here are expected accumulations. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be a little selfish here. My backyard is sitting in a jackpot on the mountain here, right up in here in the Highlands. But I like this map, guys, because it really shows how the topography or the different elevation changes are going to impact snowfall today. No, it's not perfect, but you could see how the mountains are really highlighted in this map. New York City, when you start snowing, this is a sounding. You could see it starts snowing here. You're above freezing. I seen past the 0 mark here. The key is by the time we get to later tonight or early this evening, does this really want to precipitate hard enough to try to drag down a little bit more cold air and get something more than expected? I don't think so, but it's on the table. More to come, guys.